Hey everybody, welcome to the West Dakota Dad. My name is Cody. This is my podcast where we talk about faith, family, and life. This is episode number 16 with Being Prepared. I have a little bit different setup this time. Got my same old trusty sidekick behind me here, keeping me company. But I have a new microphone. I'm wearing headphones. I'm looking like a professional podcaster now. I mean, I'm stepping it up just a little bit, but today's episode, we're going to talk about being prepared. And before we do that, I have, in my opinion, a funny little story to tell you guys before we get into the meat and potatoes of the subject. And so, yeah, let's just dive in. So a few days ago, when I was at work, a song came on the radio, and it made me pause. And as the music resonated through the speakers and into my ears, so far away, been so far away for far too long, I keep dreaming you're with me and you'll never go. Nickleback? I'm going to start this episode off with Nickleback and singing them? Yeah, that's how I roll sometimes. But there's not one of you out there, which I'll be wrong because there'll be a few of you out there, but there's not one of you out there around my age that song immediately takes you back to a high school dance, scanning the floor, looking for that special someone to dance with. And if you're a female, you're probably doing the same thing, but you're looking for your best friend to come save you. That's anxiety at its finest right there. But it doesn't matter what that song was, whether it was Nickelback or whether it was, Shania Twain or Bon Jovi or Aerosmith, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, whatever it was. I'm not a huge music expert or anything, but those bands have some popular songs. Whatever that song was, you knew that the DJ was going to play it eventually. You just didn't know when. And you could go request it, and you still didn't know when it was going to play. And then there's those people out there that had that consistent dance partner, and they might have even had a tap on the shoulder from the teacher or chaperone saying, save room for Jesus. They don't say that anymore, I bet. Oh, my goodness. Well, anyways, that's another edition of Cody's terrible segues into what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about, oh my goodness, we're falling. Even the deer didn't like that one there. Here we go. Get her sat back up there. So, of course, the time I say he's keeping me company, he wants to leave and lay down like he's been stuck. There. Oh, that's bright. That's not important. Yeah, not important. You guys know he's there. You know what he looks like. So today we're talking about in the Gospel of Matthew. Oh my, sidetracked so bad here. We're going to turn to chapter 25. We're going to read verses 1 through 13. This is the parable of the 10 bridesmaids. Then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids, who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, 5 of them were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough olive oil for their lamps, but the other 5 were wise enough to take along extra oil. When the bridegroom was delayed, they all became drowsy and fell asleep. At midnight, they were roused by a shout, "Look, the bridegroom is coming! Come out and meet him!" All the bridesmaids got up and prepared the lamps. Then the 5 foolish ones asked the others, "Please give us some of your oil because our lamps are going out." But the others replied, "We do not have enough for all of us. Go out to the shop and buy some for yourselves." But while they were gone to buy oil, the bridegroom came. Then those who were ready went in with him to the marriage feast, and the door was locked. Later, the other 5 bridesmaids returned. They stood outside calling, "Lord, Lord, open the door for us." But he called back, "Believe me, I don't know you. So you too must keep watch, for you do not know the day or hour of my return." And then I also have a little side note here that I'd like to read for you. The story of the 10 bridesmaids reinforces the need for wise preparation and readiness for Christ's coming. Those who have readied themselves for the return of Jesus, the heavenly bridegroom, by faith, commitment, and righteous living, will not be ashamed. So, there you have it. The red letters. Red letters meaning Jesus's exact words, only translated to English in about 5 or 6 different times or whatever. Because I believe originally probably spoke Greek. So actually it was recorded in Greek. I can't say exactly what Jesus' language was spoken into, and this might be a little shame on me moment for not knowing that, but I am drawing a blank at the moment. And I don't have any other context with this parable or like theology or anything like that. I basically have what it says to me in the New Living Translation of my Bible. But I think the words pretty much kind of speak for themselves. Jesus did a lot of teaching by parables, and this one I think really just hits it right on the head. And so with that being said, you know, I have a lot of friends, or really just people in general that I know of, all ways of me knowing them, have told me that, you know, once I get my life together, then I'll probably go to church. Or once I get married and have kids, then I'll probably go to church, you know, for the kids' benefit, for sure, to know Jesus and whatnot. And I can't say, like, shame on you, that's wrong, because then I would be somewhat of a hypocrite. Not saying that I don't remember saying those words exactly, but it just so happened to happen to me like that. I mean, I went to church growing up and everything, but, you know, like I've said a million times, you know, I didn't really pay attention. And then when I moved to Dickinson for college, I, you know, took a long absence from church because of, you know, insecurities of being in a new town or not having anybody to go with and having to sit by myself or whatever the reason might have been. I just, you know, didn't go. And it wasn't until life really hit me that I found out I was going to be a dad that I started going and taking it seriously, because I didn't know what I was doing in life. And that's when I started to find the guidance that the Bible has to offer and the grace that Jesus has to offer, and how much of a benefit it was for just living our lives today. And so I can't really say, like I said, I not that I would even want to say shame on you for thinking like that, but I could advise or suggest that there's no better time than now. Because, you know, like the last line there, so you too must keep watch, for you do not know the day or hour of my return. That's of Jesus's return. You know, we don't know if it's going to be 5 minutes from now, tomorrow, or, you know, 10, 15 years down the road, or towards the end of our lives, or if it's even going to be in our lifetime. On the same side of things, we don't know when our last breath will be taken. I mean, it's a sad, sometimes scary truth, but, you know, life's never guaranteed. I think we can all think of many moments where we have read in the newspaper or saw on television, you know, take 9/11 for instance, if you remember that. That was a scary time. Like, those people in the towers, they didn't know what was the outcome of that day going to be. And it's very saddening. And I mean, that picture right there takes most of us back. And so it's just always good to be prepared, you know. Wow, I really went down there on that one there. But it's true, you know, we just need to be prepared. And I mean, I start every morning off with just praying, saying thank you, repenting, because I know that, you know, born a sinner, you know, you can try to sin less, but I don't think you can not sin at all in a way. You just always have to be asking for forgiveness and creating that relationship, because that's what he really wants. And I think that's a great way to start being prepared for whatever is to come. So with that being said, and that's kind of what I had for today, a little food for thought. Not trying to put the pressure and be like, go to church, start living your life for Jesus right now, but just something to think about. Ask yourself, am I prepared, or what do I believe, or whatever. So that's what I had for today. So thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, I'm the West Dakota Dad. Thanks for listening to the West Dakota Dad podcast. If you like what you heard, please drop a rating, share with your friends, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any content.